You think she's the one. The chemistry was real, the laughs were endless, the passion was undeniable. But one morning you wake up, look in the mirror, and you barely recognize the man staring back. Your confidence is gone. Your energy is drained. And the scary part? You don't even know when it started slipping away. That's how toxic relationships work. They don't destroy you overnight. They chip away at you silently, one small compromise at a time, until you're just a shell of who you used to be. And here's the truth most men don't want to admit. Love alone is never enough. Respect, effort, and honesty matter more. If your woman shows you certain red flags, it's not just a bad habit. It's a signal that the relationship itself is eating you alive. Ignore these signs, and you'll waste years of your life fighting battles you can't win. But face them, and you reclaim your power, your peace, and your future. So let's cut the sugarcoating. These are the 5 brutal truths every man must face before it's too late. First sign, gaslighting. That makes you doubt your own mind. Gaslighting is not just lying. It is psychological warfare. Imagine confronting your partner about something she said or did. Instead of acknowledging it, she looks at you calmly and says, "That never happened. You must be imagining things." She might even flip it around, telling you that you are being too sensitive, too paranoid, or even unstable. In the short term, this leaves you frustrated. In the long term, it's devastating. Gaslighting makes you question your memory, your perception, and eventually your sanity. You begin to ask yourself, am I exaggerating? Did I misinterpret that? Maybe I am the problem. The result is a slow erosion of trust in your own judgment. You start apologizing for things you never did. You second-guess every feeling. Your voice gets quieter while hers grows stronger. And one day, you realize you no longer trust yourself at all. Why is this so destructive? Because a man without self-trust cannot lead, cannot decide, and cannot grow. He becomes trapped in a mental cage built by someone else. The solution is not negotiation. You cannot win an argument with someone determined to rewrite reality. The only path forward is recognition. Once you identify gaslighting, you must protect yourself by stepping back. Your mental clarity is non-negotiable. Second sign, she violates your boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are guidelines that define how two people can coexist while maintaining respect. Healthy boundaries might sound like, "I need personal space today," or "I am uncomfortable with that type of behavior." But if every time you express a boundary, your partner mocks you, argues, or deliberately crosses the line, the message is clear. She does not respect you. She may roll her eyes, laugh at your concerns, or even accuse you of being insecure. Over time, you begin to shrink those boundaries yourself, thinking it's easier to stay silent than deal with the backlash. The danger here is subtle. Every time you compromise on a boundary, you give away a piece of your self-respect. You teach her that your limits are negotiable, that your voice can be ignored, and that your needs are secondary. Eventually, you realize that the fence meant to protect your peace has been dismantled entirely. This creates a dynamic where you no longer feel safe in your own relationship. Instead of being your place of rest and support, the relationship becomes the source of your stress and exhaustion. The solution is simple but difficult. Stand firm. Boundaries are not optional. They are standards that define how you expect to be treated. If she cannot respect them, then she does not deserve access to your life. Third sign, she always plays. The victim conflict is natural in every relationship. But in a healthy dynamic, both partners accept responsibility for their part and work toward resolution. When one person constantly plays the victim, the cycle changes completely. In this scenario, she never admits fault. If she lies, it's because you pushed her to it. If she shouts, it's because you provoked her. If she cheats, it's because you did not love her enough. No matter what happens, you are always the cause of her behavior. This tactic shields her from accountability, but it also traps you in endless guilt. You find yourself apologizing, compensating, and working harder to fix a relationship where you are blamed for everything. The emotional weight becomes unbearable. Over time, you are no longer a partner. You are a scapegoat. You absorb her mistakes while she avoids responsibility. And in that process, you lose your freedom and your identity. The solution is to refuse the role of the permanent villain. A healthy partner admits when she is wrong. She apologizes, learns, and changes. If she cannot do that, then you are not in a partnership. You are stuck in a performance where she plays the victim and you play the fool. Fourth sign. She disrespects your time. Time is the most valuable asset you will ever own. You only get a fixed amount of it, and once it is spent, it is gone. A partner who values you will also value your time. She will see punctuality, planning, and reliability as basic forms of respect. But when you are with someone who consistently disrespects your time, the relationship becomes a slow drain on your life. Think about the patterns. She makes plans with you but cancels at the last minute because something came up. She keeps you waiting for hours, only to show up with no apology. She prioritizes her schedule, her friends, or even trivial distractions over commitments with you. And when you confront her, she flips the script, saying you are overreacting, being dramatic, or making a big deal out of nothing. This is not about one late arrival. It is about a repeated pattern that communicates a painful truth. She does not value you enough to value your time. The danger is that you normalize it. You tell yourself it is not worth fighting about. You convince yourself that patience is part of love, but patience has limits. If you accept disrespect for your time, you will eventually accept disrespect in every other area of your life. And here is the real cost. When she wastes an evening, she wastes more than a few hours. She is teaching you to accept being second, to live in constant waiting mode, and to sacrifice your priorities for her convenience. Extend that pattern over years, and you will look back one day realizing she did not just waste your nights. She wasted your life. The solution is vigilance. Pay attention to consistency. A woman who truly values you will keep her promises, show up on time, and make you feel like a priority. If instead you find yourself endlessly waiting, constantly adjusting your schedule to fit hers, or always feeling like an afterthought, you must accept the truth. If she wastes your time now, she will waste your years later. And years are a price you cannot afford to pay. Fifth sign, she stops trying. Every relationship begins with effort. During the early stage, both partners put in energy to impress, to connect, to make the other feel special. That is why the honeymoon period feels magical, because effort is high. She pays attention to details, plans, surprises, listens to your stories, and shows up looking her best. But effort is not meant to fade after the first months. A healthy relationship requires consistent investment. When she stops trying, when she assumes you will always be there no matter what, the dynamic shifts. You are no longer her partner. You become her background. The signs are obvious once you recognize them. She no longer cares about her appearance around you. She stops asking about your day or listening to your struggles. She forgets small gestures that once made you feel valued. She treats the relationship as something guaranteed, not something that requires nurturing. Here is the painful reality. When effort disappears, attraction and respect follow soon after. Love is not a fixed state. It is an ongoing choice. If she has chosen to stop trying, it often means she no longer sees the relationship as worth her energy. The risk for you is that you try to make up the difference. You double your effort, planning more, giving more, sacrificing more, in the hope that she will notice and reciprocate. But instead of restoring balance, this only deepens the imbalance. You burn yourself out while she contributes less and less. Over time, the relationship becomes a burden carried almost entirely on your back. And carrying a dead relationship is like dragging a heavy weight uphill. You exhaust yourself, but you never make progress. The solution is clarity. You cannot carry a relationship alone. If the effort is one-sided, you must step away. Staying in a relationship where only one person invests will not reignite the spark. It will only rob you of your energy and self-worth. Do not keep feeding a fire she has already chosen to let die. The transition to the bigger picture, gaslighting, broken boundaries, constant victimhood, disrespect for your time, and lack of effort are not random annoyances. They are patterns. Each one chips away at a different part of your life, your mind, your confidence, your energy, and your future. Put together, they create a cycle of destruction that no man can thrive in. That is why these red flags must be treated as more than minor flaws. They are warnings. Ignore them, and you will waste years trapped in a life that feels smaller, weaker, and emptier than the one you deserve. Recognize them, and you give yourself the chance to reclaim your strength and rebuild on a foundation of respect and love. The final, a woman who gaslights, breaks your boundaries, plays the victim, disrespects your time, and stops trying is not your partner. She is your obstacle. Staying with her will not save the relationship. It will only cost you your self-worth, your peace, and your future. You do not need permission. You do not need closure. You do not need to explain yourself. All you need is the courage to walk away. Because here is the ultimate truth. Your value does not depend on anyone else's ability to see it. If she is dimming your light, it is time to walk out and protect your fire. Take your power back. Take your time back. Take your life back.